Hey everyone, it's Kong again with another episode of Should You Summon, and as always, I'm going to be presenting high-level overviews to help you decide whether these banners are worth your hard-earned vouchers and crystals. So this week we're going to be looking at two Destiny banners. The first features Helena, Florentia, and Betty, and the second features Rachel, Lana, and Tiaris. Both banners run from March 17th till the 30th, and both banners are repeats of banners that have come before. So that means this is going to be another one of my quick, hyper-focused summary episodes. And I'm going to do something a little bit different this week and try to fold the notes for noobs into each character's summary. I'll start by saying that no one from the first banner is appearing on the predicted banner schedule again yet, which means we shouldn't expect them to come back until August at the earliest. The Rachel, Lana, and Tiaris banner is slated to come back again in August, with Rachel making a bonus appearance in May on her other Destiny banner with Leden and Ultimuller. Alright, let's get started. Helena is a highly mobile cavalry DPS who can move through enemies, disable equipment effects, and spread crystal tiles around the map that she can traverse without expending mobility. Her unique armor spreads more tiles around her after she acts and gives her some damage reduction and healing. She's a member of Empire's Honor, buffed by Bernhardt, Leon, Lance, and Rosenseal, and Legion of Glory, buffed by Leden, Elwyn, and Grenier. This puts her on faction for Scylla and Valkyrie in the Eternal Temple, and Hugin and Munin and Sleipnir in Ancient Beckoning. In PvP, she's bulky, has great map control, and can effectively remove enemy terrain by laying her own down on top of it, and she can present both single-target and AoE threats. She needs Brenda for her defensive bond and Virash for her attack bond, but she doesn't roadblock anyone else's bonds herself. Overall, Helena is strong in PvP and generally useful in PvE because of her mobility. She has rare bonds, but one of them is on a banner that overlaps this one by a week, so go ahead and summon her. Florentia is a healer with an Act Again. She collects tokens that she can use after her turn to trigger special effects. Her 3-cost skill is a line AoE that debuffs enemies, heals allies, and grants additional tokens. Her unique helm grants 1 additional token whenever an ally dies, plus 1 at the start of the map. She's a member of Empire's Honor, buffed by Bernhardt, Leon, Lance, and Rosenseal, Langrisser Reincarnation, buffed by Ares and Hilda, and Strategic Masters, buffed by Ultimuller and Lanford. This puts her on faction for Phoenix and Valkyrie in the Eternal Temple and Sleipnir in Ancient Beckoning. She has a 1-cost skill that gives her a token every time an enemy dies, which makes her completely OP for Dimensional Expedition, since she can use Act Again on Rainforce or Shelfaniel every turn. She has a big, versatile, clockable 3C and an Act Again ability which makes her a strong choice in PvP, but we are just on the cusp of seeing Sissy White start to take her job. She unlocks the attack bonds for Christiane, Hilda, Subame, Saint of the Ark, and the upcoming Iron Chancellor, and for her own bonds she needs Subame for her defensive bond and Licorice for her attack bond. Florentia is a strong healer overall. Act Again is always dangerous, so go ahead and summon her too, especially if your guild is serious about Dimensional Expedition. Betty is a counter AoE unit. She takes reduced damage from AoE attacks. Her 3C skill lets her revive after being killed by AoE, and if someone damages a nearby ally, the attacker takes fixed damage and has a chance of being debuffed. She's a member of Empire's Honor, buffed by Bernhardt, Leon, Lance, and Rosenseal, Legion of Glory, buffed by Leden, Elwyn, and Grenier, and Dark Reincarnation, buffed by Bozel and Licorice. She does seem to get a lot of use in AI Arena and World Arena. Overall, she's for the waifu crowd. Rachel is a magical DPS with a bunch of additional utility. She has AoE and single target spells, her talent provides extra healing and debuff removal, and she has Gospel. She's a member of Protagonists, buffed by Matthew and Emperor Lavina, and Yeles Legends, buffed by Landius and Sigma. This puts her on faction for Phoenix in the Eternal Temple, and she's a strong pick against Needhog in Ancient Beckoning. She unlocks the attack bond for Landius and the defensive bond for Lambda, and for her own bonds she needs Angelina for her own defensive bond and Landius for her own attack bond. Lana is a magical DPS with a talent that gives +1 range on her skills. Her SP class also lets her get additional range and span out of her AoE skills, and comes with a new skill that randomly speeds up her cooldowns. She's a member of Dark Reincarnation, buffed by Bozel and Licorice, and Princess Alliance, buffed by Shelfaniel, Luna, and Christiane. This puts her on faction for Leviar in the Eternal Temple, and makes her a strong pick against Fenrir and Nidhogg in Ancient Beckoning. She unlocks the attack bond for Sonya, and she needs Leon for her defensive bond and Elwyn for her attack bond. Overall, Lana's SP class brought her back as a potential AoE threat in Princess boxes. I don't know if I'd target her to summon and build from scratch at this point, but if you do, you can make her strong. Tiaris is a powerful mobile healer. Her talent lets surrounding heroes automatically heal every time they get attacked. She has great support skills in Attack Blessing and Miracle, and her 3-cost skill is an AoE boost to movement, attack, int, damage dealt, and damage reduction. She's a member of Protagonists, buffed by Matthew and Emperor Lovina, Princess Alliance, buffed by Shelfaniel, Luna, and Christiane, and Origins of Light, buffed by Dehart, Jugler, and Freya. This puts her on faction for Leviar and Phoenix, and she's a strong pick against Hugin and Munin, Jormungandr, and Nidhogg in Ancient Beckoning. With her 3C, she's also an excellent team enabler in PvP. She unlocks the attack bond for Dehart and the defensive bond for Gerald and Layla, and she needs those characters for her own bonds as well, so Gerald and Layla for defense and Dehart for attack. Overall, Tiaris is a fantastic PvE sustain healer, and Attack Blessing makes her OP in multiple Ancient Beckoning fights, and of course her 3C is a valuable team boost in PvP, so go ahead and summon for her. Alright, finally, we've just got a very quick reminder about upcoming banners. Next week is the start of the next major update cycle and the launch of the new characters Gustav and Michelle. And they're niche characters. There's not really another must-summon banner until the Iron Chancellor in April, which is the next major update after next week, so hang on to those tickets, my friends and loved ones. The only other thing to mention here, I guess, is that we're all still crossing our fingers that the Record of Lodoss War crossover banner may still be happening at some point during the next major update. I personally am kind of doubtful that they would launch it right on the first week alongside their new characters, Gustav and Michelle, just because they're going to want to hopefully sell those characters. And if launching a crossover banner at the same time risks taking attention away from that, I don't know if they'd do it. But maybe at some point in the next month, like during the second or third week of the cycle, it's definitely possible. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, that's it for this episode, so thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you're planning on summoning any of these characters or the characters that you're looking forward to coming up. And then I'll catch you in the next Should You Summon. Extra special thanks, of course, to our Langrisser tier channel members for generously supporting the channel directly. So shout out to Levitt, Derek Gunderson, Kate Soon, Jared Portela, Eden Seal, Jerome Meyer, and Shara Ilaimirius. Thank you so much, folks. If you're interested in becoming a channel member too and helping me out, then feel free to click that little join button below. There's some more information there, and you get access to some sweet member-only perks, and perhaps most importantly, the little Jugler plush emoji for channel comments. Okay, bye.